our presenter today in our continuing series of Ayurvedic medicine. As you all are aware that this series is all about holistic, alternative, complementary, and natural medicine. Ayurveda is the oldest practice of medicine which has originated in India. When we started talking about Ayurveda, we started with the principles and fundamentals of Ayurveda. We learned about doshas. Further, we walked ahead on the journey of Ayurveda and we discussed about practical application of Ayurveda. Then we went further and learned about the acute and chronic disease management. And then we had also another episode where we talked about Ayurveda in your kitchen. And I'm sure you enjoyed each and every session that we had with Dr. Priya Baala and Pari. These two partners who are running a wonderful practice in North Brunswick in New Jersey is called Ayurveda Ashram. And you might have visited their website and taken your dosha test. So as we are concluding our Ayurvedic series today, in this episode, we would like to bring you something very important and very practical. Our presenter today brings you the instructions and some videos about the self-care tips and practices which are based on Ayurvedic principles. We know that Ayurveda plays a very important role as far as the breathing, self-care, taking care of your ear, nose, and throat, taking care of your respiratory system. But that's not all. There are certain practices which can help you to anti-age, which means you can continue to look as vibrant and beautiful as you are without showing the sign of aging. You can learn how to breathe properly. And you can also do what is known as practice with Neti Pot, which our presenter is going to teach you how. So first of all, let me welcome both the presenters, Pari mudiginty and Dr. Priya Baala.
Thank you, Varsha. Thank you. It's been an honor, and I'm glad to be back on your show again.
So namaste, Pariji. And it is such a great pleasure to have you every time on this Telugu channel, Tvasiatelugu Healthline show. Every episode that we have discussed Ayurveda with you, all of us, including me, have learned various techniques and various principles of Ayurveda, which will help us take better care of our life. So, while we are starting our discussion today, I think we really want to focus on what's happening right now. Seasonal allergies. Who doesn't have it? I remember that when I was in India, I never experienced it so much, but when I came here, I could not stop sneezing and I had all those allergic reactions. I did not understand how to manage them. So I'm really looking at you to talk about how Ayurveda can help with seasonal allergies.
Sure, Varsha. And you're right, spring is in the air and it's allergy season. And this allergies affects not just kids, but adults. It could onset at any time, at any age. So when we look at allergies, whatever I'm going to speak now applies not just to allergies, but any kind of nasal irritants or pollutants in the environment that affect us, and even the season of flu or the current COVID situation that we have too. That is, we are talking about viruses in general, you know. So when we look at allergies or viruses or irritants, the first doorway is our nose, and it is a nasal passage, a nasal lining that these pollutants or pollens enter through. So they first cause irritation in our nasal passage, causing sneezing and symptoms like, discomfort. And then it can also lead to an immune response system, so inflammation. And then further, as far as allergies are concerned, they go into our sinus cavities and cause inflammation of our sinus, and then they go into the lung. So this is the sequence that we're talking. If you look at allergies, right, what are the symptoms? Sneezing. It can then lead from sneezing to further like sinus congestion. You have phlegm. It leads to headaches, and also for some children or for some adults also difficulty in breathing. It
Mm-hmm.
leads to difficulty in breathing. And as a pharmacist, I see that then you go on a steroid inhaler. First you do an antihistamine, and then further after a few seasons you have a corticosteroid inhaler that you're going to start using to um, kind of sail you through this allergy season, etc. So I would say, in case of all of these scenarios, the first thing we take care is, how do we keep our nasal passages clean? A very simple technique that you may have heard that a lot of people are talking, especially in the current scenario, is steaming.
Mm-hmm.
Using, they say, oh, do plain steam inhalation. And that is very much true. If you do steam inhalation, it's very simple. You don't need to have any equipment. If you have a steamer, a portable steamer, that's great, like how they use in spas, etc. If not, you just boil a pail of water, get it off the stove, you use a heavy towel, put it over your head, and you can add a little of essential oil like eucalyptus oil and etc., and you inhale the steam. Do it for 5 minutes. Still, what is your comfort level of the heat that you can take up? So what this does is it clears your nasal passages, and any irritants or pollen or viruses there, it either kills them, or it sees to it that they come out of your body. So this is one of the simplest things that you could do, and it can be done once a day. It takes, perhaps 5 minutes to boil your water, and then 5 minutes to do the steam inhalation. The second thing and the most effective thing that I would like to discuss is something called a Neti Pot. So a Neti Pot is nothing but, it's like a small pot, like a teapot, designed with a spout. And the way you use it is you fill it with saline solution, and you clear your nostrils by passing water. You tilt your head and you clear your nostril by passing through one nostril and bringing it out to the other nostril.
Mm-hmm.
So the advantage of doing a neti pot is it not only clears your nasal passages, it also tends to clean your sinus cavities. So a neti pot is available in any pharmacy. It's called neti pot.
It's called Neti
Um,
Pot.
Yes, and so you'll get it with sachets that are already, the exact amount of how much you must put it in water. But if you want to do it at home, it is simple. It's add a cup of lukewarm water. We say lukewarm because we want the temperature to be the same as your internal temperature. So
Mm-hmm.
not cold water, but
Mm-hmm.
lukewarm temperature water. In a cup, 250 ml, you add 1 teaspoon of sea salt, and use non-iodized sea salt. You don't want the iodine to irritate your nasal passage. And you stir it in, and you try to put this through one nostril, bring it out to the other nostril. It may take a little practice to do this because there's a certain angle your head should be tilted at, and
And
maybe in one or two attempts you'll get it right, and then pour it from the other nostril. And so this is called neti pot, neti technique,
mm-hmm.
and it's very effective to clear your nasal passages. It should be done usually once a day, but if you think you cannot do it every day, you can do it at least twice a week. And you should be doing it in the morning, not after sunset. So during the day hours. The only thing we say is please do not do it on a full stomach. So see that you have eaten before or after your meals. The other contraindications for neti is if you already have an allergic reaction, like you're already suffering from allergies, and your sinus is inflamed and both your nasal passages are blocked or congested, it's not a good time to
So
start
you
your neti practice.
so you
Yes.
have to
So
have
if you're partially,
open nasal cavities.
yes, if it's partial, like one side is blocked, the other side is partial, you can still go ahead and do it. It's going to clear your nasal passages. But if both are blocked and you think you're highly congested, that's not the right time to start your neti practice. So what we suggest is, you as soon as the season starts, allergy season starts, you start doing your neti pot.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in this current scenario, just to keep away the viruses, etc., if you do not do steaming, and steaming is not something you like to do, you could do the neti pot.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like more prevention also. You keep it clear, your nasal passages clear. um, the other thing I would say is, some people, when you start off, you may experience a slight burning sensation in your sinus
Almost like
cavities or in your nasal passage. Yes. So if you experience a little burning, that means there is some kind of inflammation there. The other thing is, you have to note that the salt amount is right. If you use excess salt also, sometimes it may cause. But otherwise, the burning is an indication of an inflammation which will subside in a couple of minutes. The other thing about the neti pot, after you finish doing it, you should blow your nose, so that if there's any water retention happening, etc., everything comes out of your nasal passages. So your nasal passage is nice and clean, and your sinus cavities also, feel clean. Now, this may be a little difficult for little children who are 10 and below to master. Especially people get scared. Oh, I put water from one nostril and then it comes out, you know, from the other. So we have a demonstration here of a video, and you can see how it is actually done. But if they are children and you still want something on a similar line, you do have nasal sprays available in the pharmacy. So all you do is you use the nasal spray, and a little amount of spray is going to go in the nose and cleanse your nasal passage and come out. It may not help much in the sinus, but it's good to keep your nasal passages clear.
thank you so much for explaining Neti Pot. And as I have learned the Sanskrit word for it, Jalaneti, right? Um, so
Jalaneti.
before we show the video to our viewers, I have one question that I would like to ask you. The water that we are using for the Neti Pot or Jalaneti, it must be clean, the saline water that you have suggested to use. It should not be a tap water, correct? It has to be filtered. Make sure that it is packaged properly, so that there are no other organisms in that water when you are putting it through the nose, so that it doesn't cause any other infection. Is it possible that if we are using tap water, is there any contraindication?
We don't suggest using tap water. So you either use bottled water or distilled water, so that it is pure, and it is, there's no other chemicals, as you say, that you are putting into your system. I absolutely agree with you. Yes.
Thank you. And I have heard that it feels like almost when you dive in the swimming pool and how the water goes in the nose. It's similar that kind of feeling when you are doing neti pot for the first time. So to explain our viewers how exactly someone can do it, we have a video that is shared by our presenter. And please make sure you are safe when you are practicing this. And if you are not sure that if you can do it all by yourself, it's always good to ask and take guidance of an Ayurvedic practitioner around you. And that's the reason we are showing it to you. If you are not sure, reach out to an Ayurvedic practitioner and show them, have them teach you. So here is the video.
First, tilt your head forward and slightly towards the right. Now, place the nozzle of the Neti Pot over your left nostril, sealing it completely. Then, tilt the pot so the water flows in through your left nostril and comes out through the right. While you're doing this, make sure to keep your mouth slightly open to breathe. Now, repeat the same steps starting with your right nostril.
Parijit, thank you so much for sharing this video of Neti Pot. It really clearly explains how someone can do it. It looks so simple, and I believe that anyone can do it. And with little bit practice, it can become a daily regimen for anyone. And as you mentioned, it can really help cleaning out the nasal passages of viruses, dirt, and pollution. It was really important that you mentioned about the pollution as well, because in many cities now we see that because of the cars and the fumes and the gases and on the factories, we have so many pollutants in the air that it inadvertently can go into our nasal passages and it can cause seasonal allergy like symptoms. So I know that there are so many other ways you can address seasonal allergies using Ayurvedic principles. If you can give us another self-care tip for seasonal allergy.
Sure, Varsha. In fact, I would like to, there's a part two to this. A, we spoke about nasal passages, clearing our sinus passages. But the next step, we speak about the lungs, you know. So the other thing is, how can we strengthen our lungs? How can we increase our lung capacity? So this is very important. And here the role of pranayama or breathing techniques is very, very important. So we have a wonderful technique that we learned through Sky Simplified Kundalini Yoga, that is a foundation established by Vethathri Maharishi. It's called a 5-step neuromuscular breathing. Now, this is a wonderful pranayam technique because it's not just about deep breathing, but the way this technique was designed by him is to increase the capacity, and each step targets a certain area of your lung, like your left lower lobe of the lung or the upper lobe of the lung. And it's a 5-step process. It's going to take you around 5 minutes or 6 minutes to do it daily. Now, this pranayam can be done not just for allergies, but for anybody who's looking to increase their lung capacity. So we are talking about asthma patients here. Like in our center, this is something that we always recommend for patients, and this can be done by children, adults, etc. There is no contraindication. Again, the only thing whenever you do pranayam and yoga is we say don't do it immediately after a meal. So doing it during morning hours or dusk is very, very beneficial if you do this 5-step neuromuscular breathing exercise. In fact, Priya and I published a paper in Ayurveda Journal of Health, a case study about a client of ours who had bronchial asthma and saw a dramatic reduction as measured by a peak flow meter, and he could go back from his steroids by following this pranayam. And of course, we had some herbs and other Ayurveda interventions also, but this is very essential. And for anybody with asthma or low lung capacity and or wants to strengthen their lungs, this is definitely what we recommend. So we have a demonstration, a video that clearly explains how this 5-step neuromuscular breathing exercise can be done.
Thank you, Pariji. And I want to really thank you for creating this video and sharing with our viewers, because there are so many who may really want to benefit by just increasing their lung capacity, because that's what is needed for life. More oxygen that can be exchanged at the alveolar level, and that kind of increases the energy within the body. So, viewers, this is the video by Pariji about 5 steps of neuromuscular breathing, which will help increase the lung capacity. We call it vital capacity. As you mentioned, it's measured through peak flow. So I know I want to explain the peak flow measures how much your lung capacity is to inhale the air and absorb the oxygen through your lungs. So let's watch this video, because I can't wait to see how to do this neuromuscular breathing.
This is a demonstration of neuromuscular breathing. First, you want to sit in a relaxed position with your spine straight. Then you want to bring your left hand and place it over your belly button. Make sure you have your fingers together in a relaxed position. Now, you want to cover your left ear with your right palm. Now, take deep breaths through your nostrils. Make sure when you're breathing out, you're breathing through your nostrils as well. Repeat this 5 times. Now, we're going to reverse the hands. Place the palm of your right hand over your belly button. Then, cover your right ear with your left palm. Now, take a deep breath through your nostril and breathe out through your nostrils as well. Repeat this 5 times. Now, you cross your arms, so your right ear is covered by your left palm and your left ear is covered by your right palm. Breathe in and breathe out. Do 5 repetitions. Now, take your hands to the back of your head and cover the ears with the palms of your hand. Keep the hands straight but relaxed. Breathe in and breathe out. Repeat this 5 times. Now, cover your eyes with your palms. Make sure the left palm is over the left eye and the right palm is over the right eye. Keep your arms in a relaxed position. Now, breathe in and breathe out. Repeat this 5 times.
Is test prep nerve-wracking? Is test prep stressful? Is test prep a race against time? Is getting an excellent score a huge challenge? If you are looking for answers to any or all these questions, a new wave in the test prep is here to help. Test Prep Pundits has all the answers to your questions. It is a one-stop solution for all your academic needs. Our premium online interactive content has hundreds of SAT and ACT test problems. Each problem has a detailed video solution, hundreds of hours of videos. Get real and instant results with real scores on the real SAT and ACT tests. Our tutors are real pundits and qualified of the test prep content. Our pundits are experienced and extensively trained in SAT and ACT prep. We build concepts which also helps you in college. Our programs merely focus on personalized learning and fit into every budget. Our Our strategies are best in the market that will help you achieve your best. What's next? Join Test Prep Pundits. Start with a free assessment test. Pundits is the way to go.
న్యూజెర్సీలో ఇల్లు కొనాలని కానీ అమ్మాలని కానీ అనుకుంటున్నారా? మీ నమ్మకమైన నేస్తంగా మీ ఇంటి క్రయ విక్రయాలను చేసి పెడుతోంది మీ లోవి రియల్టీ గ్రూప్. వేలాది డాలర్ల మీ కష్టార్జితాన్ని, ఎంతో విలువైన సమయాన్ని ఆదా చేస్తూ కేవలం $990 నామమాత్రపు ఫీజుతో ఖచ్చితమైన, సంతృప్తికరమైన లావాదేవీలను చేసి పెట్టే రియల్ ఏజెన్సీ లోవి. అంతేకాదు, మీరు కొన్న ఇంటి మీద మినిమం 1% క్యాష్ బ్యాక్ మీ క్లోజింగ్ కాస్ట్ లో పొందగలరు. మరిన్ని వివరాలకు ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ www.lovihomes.com. కాంటాక్ట్ 908-304-9621 or 908-337-1289.
If you're thinking of buying jewelry now and don't want to step outside, relax. All you need to do, call us. On the day and time of your convenience, we will bring our collection to you. Welcome to the Malabar Gold and Diamonds Showroom online experience. Step into your world without stepping out. Now that's our promise. Malabar Gold and Diamonds.
ఇది మా హీరో అల్లుడు కోసం ఫిట్గా ఉంటుంది.
పర్ఫెక్ట్గా ఫిట్ అవుతుంది. ఇది మైండ్ డైమండ్, 100% క్వాలిటీ.
సార్, ప్రతి మైండ్ డైమండ్ న్యాచురల్. ఇంకా మేము 28 క్వాలిటీ టెస్ట్లు చేస్తాం.
28 టెస్ట్లా?
ప్రతి డైమండ్ జ్యువెలరీతో పాటు ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ల్యాబ్ సర్టిఫికేట్ కూడా.
కళ్ళు మూసుకుని మీ హీరో కోసం వజ్రాలను తీసుకోండి. ఇది మలబార్ ప్రామిస్.
ఎక్స్చేంజ్ 8,000 రూపాయల బ్యాలెన్స్ మ్యామ్.
ఇవ్వనక్కర్లేదమ్మా, 8,000 మీకే వస్తాయి.
ఎస్ మ్యామ్, మేము కేవలం హాల్మార్క్ 916 గోల్డ్నే అమ్ముతాం. ఇంకా మీకు దొరికింది 100% ఎక్స్చేంజ్ వాల్యూ.
క్వాలిటీ, ఇది మలబార్ ప్రామిస్.
So my next question is for Dr. Priya Baala. And my question is, with Ayurvedic management, how someone can maintain ENT health? Now here I'm talking about eyes, ears, nose, and throat. So these are most important organs for all of us to make sure that our vision is correct, we can breathe properly, and our throat is clear. So Dr. Priya Baala, if you can share your views on our ENT health and how Ayurveda can help us with that.
Yes, Varsha, that is a very important question about the ENT health. Ayurveda has several techniques that helps us to maintain the health of our ENT organs. So the first one I would like to talk about is the eye health, where we wash our eyes with a Triphala solution. So Triphala is a combination of 3 herbs that's widely available in the market, and you take 1 teaspoon of Triphala and soak it in 1 cup of very hot water. And then when the water cools down a little bit to a lukewarm temperature or even to room temperature, we strain that liquid and use it to wash our eyes. You can either use it in a eye cup and wash the eyes with that liquid, or you can just pour it while you're taking a shower. You can pour it over your eyes to clean the eyes. So that is number one. And number two is the Nasya or the nasal drops. All right, we discussed a lot about Nasya and its benefits in our Panchakarma episode, but here there is something that we can do on an everyday basis to drop homemade ghee or any Nasya oils. For example, Anu Thailam, you drop 2 drops in each nostril while going to bed or early in the morning after you wake up. So this can be done every day to strengthen the mucosa in the nostril, to clear the sinuses, and also to clear the nasopharynx and the oropharynx. All right, so that is number 2. Number 3 is oil pulling, which is nothing but taking a teaspoon of oil. It can be sesame oil or it can be coconut oil. Sometimes olive oil also can be used. So we take this in the mouth and start gargling in the mouth. We keep it for about 5 to 7 minutes until the oil mixes with the saliva and you can hold it no more, because it becomes so full that you feel like throwing up, and that is when you spit it out. This removes toxins from the oral cavity, and as well as it gives a lot of strength and rejuvenation and shine to the facial skin, and it strengthens the gums and teeth as well. And on top of that, we can also massage the gums with sesame oil or coconut oil before going to bed after brushing your teeth. So this gum massage will keep the teeth strong and healthy for a very long time. And these are some of the techniques that Ayurveda recommends to maintain the ENT health.
Pariji, my next question is for you. In United States, summer is here, and every one of us wants to enjoy the summer. We want to have the best of it. But at the same time, we want to beat the heat. The temperatures can go as high as 90 degrees, and in some parts of United States, 100 and above. So the question for you is, how can we beat the heat and still stay cool? Is there any self-care which is recommended in Ayurveda that can help us stay cool in summer?
Yes, summer is round the corner, and I think a lot of people are planning, to go out and be about in summer. This is a time that people like to meet and spend time outdoors. So the chances mostly in summer, what we see is heat rash, and some people also have strokes, heat strokes, etc. So what it does is it increases the heat in the body, increases the pitta in the body, and especially if you're a pitta type, this will affect you all the more. So if you look at it from a larger picture, what you're looking is, how do I cool my body other than jumping in the pool? So how do I actually cool my body? So what we suggested, it starts with your diet. Choose your diet carefully, especially in summers. So we suggest that you eat cooling foods, incorporate more fruits, melons, cucumber, cooling foods into your diet. And if you have listened to our previous episode where we spoke about kitchen herbs and cooling herbs and warming herbs, I suggest please go back and watch that episode also, because we have mentioned a lot of cooling herbs. So try to incorporate such herbs into your diet, and also avoid foods that increase a lot of heat. For example, if you are a meat eater, we suggest to avoid meats like chicken, red meat, or lobsters, crab, shrimp, etc. What you can have is perhaps goat meat or fish, and turkey is neutral.
Mm-hmm.
So try to reduce anything that produces heat in the body. Keep it low. The other important thing which most of us know is hydrate. Keep yourself hydrated. Now, when you say hydrated, not just water, there are a lot of cooling drinks out there other than soda that can actually cool you down. You could have the lassi, which is a buttermilk drink. You can
Mm-hmm.
either have it salted lassi or laced with sugar, which is the sweet lassi. This is an excellent drink for summer to cool you down. And also, you could do there is a practice that is followed largely in India or was followed. It is old rice water. So, what you do, you use leftover rice, say a tablespoon, and you soak it in 2 cups of water overnight. Leave it outside, not in the refrigerator. And the next day, it'll ferment slightly. And you drink this. It is one of the most cooling and immediate effect giving drink that you can have in summer. You can add a little bit of salt to it and drink it. The other thing is fruit juices, a lot of freshly squeezed fruit juices. There's no need to add additional sugar to it. So, hydrating your body and drinking a lot of juice, keeping yourself cool using cooling herbs is very essential that you pay attention to what you're eating and drinking and taking inside your body.
I really like the old times drink. I think this is first time I have heard about it. And you said maybe people used to do it in old times. Let's bring back the old times again, because if it is really cooling, then I think it's really a great idea to try that rice water. Wanted to ask you about the herbs. A lot of people practice drinking cold water with mint and lemon slices in it during summer. So, lemon is usually acidic. Is it recommended?
Yes, you can do lemon. You can do lemon because lemon and you add a little salt to it and mint. Although, here's the thing in Ayurveda, we never suggest drinking temperature wise cold
Mhm.
water. You know, so we always say room temperature. People here, especially in the United States, have a tendency to have frozen drinks, right?
Mhm.
Especially in summer, you would like to grab something frozen or cold. We don't suggest, we usually say room temperature, but yes, you can have lemonade with mint. Mint is an excellent cooling. So you can add salt, a little bit of salt or a little bit of sugar to it, and then have your lemon drink. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. So, let's learn how to keep cool using Ayurveda in summer. Thank you so much, Pariji. I wanted to ask you, is there a type of pranayam uh, for cooling down in summer?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. So the other way you can do is there are two techniques. Let me first start with a technique called Shitali Pranayam. So Shitali itself means cooling in Sanskrit. So Shitali Pranayam. This pranayam is traditionally done to cool your body. It has a very immediate effect. The way you would do it, if you're feeling very hot, you're feeling very warm, you can feel the warmth rising in your body. First, you have to get yourself away from whatever hot spot you're in. So find a shady spot or sit in the shade and you can do Shitali Pranayam. The way Shitali Pranayam is done is you roll your tongue, you inhale air, and then you exhale through your nose. You can continue doing that um, till you can feel your body actually cooling down. And this is a very practical way, and you can see immediate results. If you put your finger to your nose, you can actually feel the hot air coming and gradually cooling it. We actually have a demonstration video that you can perhaps play for our viewers about how Shitali Pranayam should be done.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to mention when you said the technique can actually have an impact or effect in less than 5 minutes if someone practices that Shitali Pranayam. And personal experience, and I have seen many individuals that they become agitated, annoyed, or cranky because of the unbearable heat in summer. So this Shitali Pranayam technique can really be helpful and it can really calm down, as you suggested. So let's show that video to our viewers so that they can practice and benefit from Shitali Pranayama.
First, sit comfortably in a cross-legged position. Then, keep your hands and chin mudra on your knees. Now, roll your tongue into a U shape and start inhaling through the mouth. Now, exhale through the nose. Repeat this for 5 minutes.
Pariji, thank you so much for sharing this Shitali Pranayama video with our viewers. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our viewers?
The second technique that can be used, this is also a breathing technique. It's called the Chandra Nadi Pranayam, which is left nostril breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So your right nostril is governed by the sun and it is heating to the body. The left nostril is governed by the moon and it is cooling. Hence, it is called Chandra Nadi. So what you do is, if you experience any kind of heat or you want to cool down your body, you breathe only through your left nostril. That is, you inhale only through your left nostril. So you inhale through left and exhale through your right. Keep doing that, inhaling through your left and exhaling through your right. This also cools your body pretty fast. In fact, these pranayams, these two techniques, we use in other pitta conditions like migraine. Many people in summer especially, they see a spike in their migraine attacks, etc. And also in general, for patients who have pitta conditions, and I have a tendency to have headaches and migraine. When you know you're going to have an onset, you are aware something is triggering you, light, sound, stress, etc. You can start doing this Shitali Pranayam, Chandra Nadi Pranayam, and immediately cool so that you can avert an actual, migraine attack or avert a headache from taking a full-fledged headache attacking you.
Thank you so much. And I have a burning question right here, because when we are talking about the body heat or feeling hot, this is pertaining to the women's health. And I'm hinting towards the menopausal and post-menopausal women who experience hot flashes off and on. And this can actually really impact the quality of their life. So does this Chandra Nadi Pranayama help this condition as well?
Absolutely. Varsha, thank you so much for bringing this up. That was a very good observation because, yes, hot flashes in premenopause, menopause phases which women face, Chandra Nadi Pranayam is very helpful. The other thing, since you brought it up, right, breathing through your left nostril. So if you're sleeping and you're experiencing hot flashes at nighttime, etc., or even you just feel the heat, right, you sleep on your right side. So when you lie down on your right side, your left nostril is open and you start breathing from your left, you will realize that your body starts cooling down. So this applies even, if you want to heat the body up, you will lie down on your left side and keep your right nostril open to heat your body. But yes, you're absolutely right. These two techniques, Shitali Pranayam as well as this Chandra Nadi Pranayam, can be used for hot flashes, etc. also.
Yeah, and I just want to tell our viewers that Do practice this and see if it helps you to cool down in any of your conditions that we have mentioned here. Either you are experiencing the heat in the summer, or women, if you are experiencing hot flashes during your perimenopausal period. Thank you so much, Parijit. This is something very interesting, and I'm going to apply in my own life using all different types of pranayama and see how I feel. I'm really excited to use all those techniques. So this is just going to be my question about anti-aging, and then it is the answer by Dr. Priya Baala about anti-aging and good health.
Anti-aging, that's a very interesting question. So the age of a person is mostly shown through the skin. So if the skin is dry and wrinkled, then the person seems more aged. So the first important tool that Ayurveda gives for this anti-aging is self-abhyanga. So use of oils on the skin on the everyday basis. So where do we apply the oil? It's from the head through the toes. But we do not have enough time to do that on an everyday basis. So once a week, if we can do a whole body abhyanga, you could use sesame oil or coconut oil to do that, and soak for probably 30 minutes to an hour, and then take a warm shower. So what to do on an everyday basis? There are 3 important places that you will need to apply oil on an everyday basis. So the first one is your scalp. So you apply oil on the scalp on an everyday basis. And the second one is the ears. And the third important organ is your feet. So we apply sesame oil or coconut oil to these 3 organs on an everyday basis, and wait for about half an hour and then take a warm shower. So what does this do and how does it relate to aging? So it keeps the skin oleated and rejuvenated on an everyday basis, number 1. And number 2, when we do this oil massage, our sleep quality is excellent. So whoever gets a proper sleep, whether it's 6 hours or 8 hours, it doesn't matter. The sleep quality should be deep and completely relaxing. So when you wake up, you feel fresh and rejuvenated. So that is proper sleep, and that is the healthy sleep. And this oil, abhyanga, will help you to sleep better, and hence, in turn, it will be your anti-aging technique. All right.
So while we are discussing about all our self-care tips using Ayurveda, we want to focus on not just our outer physical health. When we say outer, we are looking at our appearance, our body, our face, our hair, etc., etc. We are focusing on the outer health, but it is equally important that we focus on our inner health, which is a holistic approach, complete approach, mind, body, and sometimes we add spirit too, that we want to be healthy as a person as a whole. So my question to Dr. Priya Baala is, how does one use all these self-care tips to address inner as well as outer health? And I'm hinting it towards that we all are aging. And as we age, our cells, our body, every molecule of our body is aging. So are there any techniques or self-care tips that can help every individual to maintain inner as well as outer health? So as the answer, there is one video of Dr. Priya Baala where she is explaining about the self-care tips, which can help anti-aging and which will help achieve good sleep. And that is slide number 8. So this is the last question, Dr. Priya Baala. And the question is about sleeping well. We all are aware that if we do not get a good night's sleep, we are non-functional next day. We cannot do things the way we do otherwise. A good night's sleep also indicates kind of status of health. So can you share certain tips which can help everyone reduce the anxiety, de-stress, and get a really good quality of sleep at night?
So, anxiety and stress are two major factors that speed up the aging process. So, there is this beautiful breathing technique called Anulom and Vilom, which will just help us to calm down when we are in states of stress or anxiety. It's very important to bring our mind back to balance so that the body follows the balance through. So this is very, very important, and here is a video that shows how to do the Anulom and Vilom.
This is a demonstration of alternate nostril breathing, also known as Anulom Vilom. First, sit in a comfortable position with your spine straight. Rest your left hand on your left knee in Chin Mudra, also known as Gyan Mudra. The Chin Mudra is formed by touching the tips of your index finger and thumb while keeping the other three fingers straight. Now, with your right hand, form the Nasika Mudra or Vishnu Mudra. In this mudra, your thumb will work at your right nostril, your index and middle finger should bend towards the palm, and your ring finger will work on the left nostril. Closing the right nostril with your thumb, inhale deeply through your left nostril. Now close it with your ring finger and exhale through your right nostril. Once the exhalation is complete, inhale deeply through your right nostril. Close the right nostril with your thumb and exhale through your left nostril.
That was a wonderful video about how to manage anxiety and de-stress, and how to practice. I use Ayurvedic practice to get a good quality of sleep. And I believe that all our viewers are really going to use these techniques to improve the quality of their life. Sleep is an essential part of our life. And if we do not sleep well, we cannot do so many things that we want to do next day. So please use these techniques and see how it helps you to improve the quality of your sleep. Now, coming back to Parijay, first of all, I want to thank you for all those discussions in past and even today. Today is a very special episode because now we are actually learning all those self-care tips that we can actually use every day and see how it is going to change us from within, and give us kind of a way to keep ourselves healthy and healthier every day when we practice. So thank you. And I just want to ask you to summarize what we have done in past couple of weeks, talking to our viewers on this platform of Tvasiatelugu channel, using this Healthline as a medium to send message to all our viewers that you can take care of your health.
Thank you, Varsha, for this opportunity through your program, Healthline, and to TV Asia Telugu channel for bringing this episode and this ancient science of Ayurveda to our viewers. I was very excited when you approached us to present, but this is a wonderful opportunity. We spoke about Ayurveda, the background of Ayurveda, how you can know what is your body type, your mind body type. And we spoke about the mind, body, spirit interconnectedness of Ayurveda and how it is very much pertinent to today's health and to today's population. It's an ancient science, but it's a perennial science that can be applied. So we've been on this journey where it looked as though we were And you can also reach out to us if you have any questions on Ayurveda and would like to understand this further.
That was a great summarizing of our episodes on Ayurveda. And as you mentioned, this is not the end. Even though we are concluding the series in 2021, I completely know that we will be talking again and you will be invited again. And you will bring some more topics and subjects that our viewers will enjoy watching. And we will have upgraded format because we all are waiting for this world to open up. So there are possibilities and future is full of possibilities. So I hope to see you again too in our future episodes as well. And till next time, I really want to thank you for all your time, expertise, advices, and all the tips that you have shared.
Thank you, Varsha. Thank you.
Thank you and namaste. And last but not the least, here is nice video created by Dr. Priya Baala, who is partner and integral part of my Ayurveda ashram. I had great pleasure speaking to both these presenters, and frankly, I have learned a lot.
Thank you so much, Varsha, and thank you so much, TV Asia, for giving us an opportunity to share our thoughts on Ayurveda self-care tools and a few pranayam techniques. Hope this will be very useful for all of you. Please follow this and give your feedback to us. Thank you very much.
And viewers, I believe you have learned a lot too. We would like to hear from you, and soon you will know how to contact us. So continue to watch TV Asia Telugu channel Healthline. This is my effort to bring you all the tips, advices, expert interviews, and the goal is only one. I'm sharing something that you can use to make your quality of life better, so that you can stay healthy, so that you can sleep better, so that you can enjoy what you're eating. You can enjoy your summer, winter, spring, monsoon, wherever you are, whatever you are doing. So continue to watch TV Asia Telugu channel Healthline. This is your host Varsha Singh saying bye for now, but I will see you soon.
న్యూజెర్సీలో ఇల్లు కొనాలని కానీ అమ్మాలని కానీ అనుకుంటున్నారా? మీ నమ్మకమైన నేస్తంగా మీ ఇంటి క్రయ విక్రయాలను చేసి పెడుతోంది మీ లోవి రియల్టీ గ్రూప్. వేలాది డాలర్ల మీ కష్టార్జితాన్ని, ఎంతో విలువైన సమయాన్ని ఆదా చేస్తూ కేవలం $990 నామమాత్రపు ఫీజుతో ఖచ్చితమైన సంతృప్తికరమైన లావాదేవీలను చేసిపెట్టే రియల్ ఏజెన్సీ లోవి. అంతేకాదు, మీరు కొన్న ఇంటి మీద మినిమం 1% క్యాష్ బ్యాక్ మీ క్లోజింగ్ కాస్ట్ లో పొందగలరు. మరిన్ని వివరాలకు